Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. You would think it's strange for me to be talking to you about the presidential election of 2020. Well, it's not strange. It's a reality that I don't have any funds, and I'm not looking for any funds. I'm not asking anybody to back me financially. I want the truth to back me. And if anybody can embrace that truth, then you can engage yourselves with that truth and spread it across this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak to you from my heart, not from some political persuasion. I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'm a free man who have received an understanding about the love of God that gives me the ability to stand before you and say that I would love to serve you and make this a wonderful world again for you. Now, I want to say something. Many of you have sat back and you've watched the last presidents and you put up with them. I want to tell you that the last president of the United States that was worth the salt that went in their bread was John F. Kennedy. Everyone else has been nothing but a pack of liars, a pack of warmongers, a pack of demons. In essence, that's what they have actually been. And I know they don't want me to say this to you, but it is the absolute truth. And if you give it any thought, you will agree. You see, ladies and gentlemen, a real president, a president who cares about the people, once they get into office, they give a day's work, but they don't know if they'll go to bed that night or rise up the next day. Because we live in a world that's full of demons. And all the people have been trained by demons, and they don't understand truth. They don't understand life. They don't understand what it means to be peaceful. They don't understand what it means to be prosperous for everyone. They don't understand what it means happiness for everyone. Not just for Americans, but people all over the globe. But a man of God does. A man of God represents that. And as President of the United States, he has the whole world against him. And if he lives a week, that's progress. But whether he can live a whole term will be determined by you, the people. Whether you can embrace what he's about. And whether you can do it in such a way that any and everybody else who thinks that they must be president or want to be president, they got to walk in the same shoes and the same footprints leading to your happiness and your prosperity and your happiness. If you can't guarantee that by the way you carry yourself, then you will begin again to get a president who's not worth the salt in his bread. We know what happened to John F. Kennedy. All you got to do is check back on the history of the things that he was about to try to do for the people of this country and the people of the world. Those evil people filled with demonic actions, demonic spirits couldn't go for that. And they took a gun and blew the side of his head off. And you took a seat and accepted it. Another man, John F. Kennedy, was not the only one. But Malcolm X was giving you courage. Didn't have perhaps the right path to stand on, but he was giving you courage based upon the way he acted amongst the people before you. He didn't know if he'd live from day to day. And one day it was proven that he was right. He was taken down. And then another man, a man who's talked about love, Dr. Martin Luther King. He knew he was going to die. He had seen it happen in Gandhi. He had seen it happen in Malcolm. He had seen it happen in Kennedy. He had seen it happen in all where people stood for righteousness. And he stood for righteousness, and he knew that he was marked to die, to be killed by evil. And one day evil did come upon the scene and took him out. And what did you, the American people, do? You took a seat. You sat back as they said you would. They said you were like a snake, take his head off, and you would just sit back and just wait for the next head. And you follow any head, anything that threatened your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak to you the truth. The world is filled with evil. Evil runs everything. But the only reason that evil still champions is because the rest of you, whether you call yourselves good, kind, nice, or what, you sit back and put up with it. And as long as you do that, it will continue. But I want to tell you now, we've moved in a different era. And the same evil, you better fix it now. Because if there is any other war, it should be a war of Armageddon. And when we speak of a war of Armageddon, we're talking about not just a third world war, but a war so monstrous that perhaps no one on the face of the earth survives. These demons that's causing it, these demons who profit from it, and you who sit back and allow it, hoping that you survive, or hoping that some spirit out of the sky will come and relieve you, save you. No, I'm telling you, I'm warning you. Now is the time for you to stand up for righteousness. Now is the time for you to be bold in your action. Now is the time for you to understand that going to church wasn't about just showing up, paying tithes, and giving offerings, but it was about learning something about truth and a commitment to truth. Boldness to stand for truth. The world is calling you, every last one of you, right now, whether you're a Catholic, whether you're a Protestant, whether you're a Jew or a Gentile. The world is calling you right now to have a backbone, to stand up for justice for everyone, not just for yourself. Demand that no more killing be done under anybody's watch. That peace and prosperity for every individual. And in order to do that, we must focus on doing unto others as we would have others to do unto us. We must take money off the scene and stop looking at people to arrest them, to put them in jails. These people are people who have dealt with a system that benefited corruption. They profited from it. And putting them in jail about what they have learned about a system is no good. It doesn't fix anything. The people made a mistake. The way to correct that mistake is to get money out of the way. Yes, my friends, take money off the scene and do things because it's right. Service one another. Use the resources of the earth to benefit and service every human being. Every human being. That their dreams might come true. That their life might be alive. And nobody profiting outside the desires of their own heart that is predicated on the suffering of another. That is over. That is over. Whether you choose me for president or not, that is over. You better believe it, because love is not going to take it anymore. I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. Once again, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. I will be a write-in if I'm living. And if I'm not living, it's because the Father Heavenly has said, I am more than you deserve. If you deserve me, I will be here. And if not, it won't be long before Armageddon. Thank you.